Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan. And today we've got a great friend. You know, he's been a mentor to the entire industry, one of the best legal minds out there. He is the global chairman of JMBM. And we're talking about hotels and the return of Meet the Money. It is my pleasure to welcome Jim Butler, JMBM. Jim, how are you?
I'm great, Craig. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here, my friend. It's always an honor and a privilege when I get to sit down and talk to you for a little bit, knowing how busy you are and saving our collective butts in the industry with all the work that you guys do. And it's not just deals; it's M&A. It's everything across the board. So, for the one or two people that may not know you, Jim, would you tell them about yourself and your firm, please?
Well, I'm the founder of the Global Hospitality Group at JMBM. We started this more than 40 years ago. It was kind of my second career. I thought I was a real estate, banking, and securities lawyer prior to that. We focus on hospitality, virtually every intersection of the law and hospitality, whether it's deals, litigation, labor, tax, management agreements, franchise agreements, financing. It's a lot of fun. And we're all in it because we've never had more fun doing anything else in our lives. And this is what we do.
Very true, my friend. I got to tell you, when hospitality found me, it just shook me up. And I said, yeah, I'm in.
That's it. You never want to do anything else.
Exactly. All right, my friend. Let's talk about the return of Meet the Money. So I've been pestering you, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been calling you and going, when's it coming back? When's it coming back? So let's talk about the return of Meet the Money, please.
Well, I'm very excited to talk about it. And thank you, Craig. You have been a great supporter of Meet the Money since its inception. When we went quiet during COVID, you were there saying, when is it going to be back? We did have a lot of other people who raised it. Frankly, I was pleasantly surprised. We have viewed Meet the Money as one way that we give back to this industry that has given us so much. It's great to interact with the leaders of the industry and to help people do deals and arrange financing and make the connections they want to make. So we had gone dark for a while, but we're very excited that we're coming back. And by the way, this will be our 30th annual Meet the Money conference. So it's kind of a landmark as well.
Absolutely. It's hard to believe that this is going to be number 30 for you. And I remember being in downtown LA at the Omni. And, it just seems like that was 5 years ago, not 27, 28, 29 years ago.
It does. Well, it brings back all kinds of great memories. When we started this, Bruce Bolton and I kind of created it. And we just said, we'll get this thing going. And everybody was saying, well, how are you guys going to do a conference? I think Larry Shupnick said, well, why don't we get Stacy Silver and Jerry Cohen to help us with hotel business? And we kind of started this, and those were the original founders, really, of Meet the Money 30 years ago. But you're right, it started downtown. Actually started in the City Club before the Omni, but the Omni was one of the very, very first ones. And in one sense, we've come a long way. We started with 30, 35, 75 people. And now I like to call it the Goldilocks of conferences, big enough to attract the leaders and the people that you want to meet with, but small enough that it's not a mob, that you can see those people, walk over to them right after they talk, or find them in the hallways and have meaningful conversations. So we're very excited. May 1, May 2, and May 3 down at the Hyatt LAX.
Absolutely. And it is. That's always been a hallmark with Meet the Money. You know, everybody's approachable, and it's not a mob. And you know, that's uh, you know, and I love that part of it. You know, it's I you know, we don't need another conference with 3,000 people. I think the smaller, more intimate boutique conference, the Goldilocks conference, is definitely the way to go. Um, Bringing back Meet the Money. Okay, so tell us about putting your team back together. You know, it's like bringing the band back, and you know how you know you put it into overdrive just a few months ago, really, and you know what, less than 6 months ago. What was that process like?
Well, you're right. It was after January, and normally we start Meet the Money when one conference ends. We're starting the next one already. So we did not have the usual time. We just have a great team. David Sudek, Guy Masnick, Bob Braun, Jeff Myers, everybody on the JMBM team just really dug in. And all of our friends in the industry, the people that we really wanted to get there, the people who are the core of Meet the Money, were so enthusiastic and helpful. It was actually one of the easiest conferences to put together. Not that I want to wait till the last few months in the future, but it all came together. People were ready for it and just had a sense that this is it. It's now. It's time, and the energy is building. It's very exciting.
Absolutely. And, you know, it is time. And I know that, you know, your conference has been sorely missed by the entire industry. You know, it's part of my mid-year adjustment, you know, for, you know, if my business plan is because of, you know, a black swan event or something else, I'm looking at your conference for, you know, financing, for acquisitions, for everything else that you do so well. And, you know, that's it's time is now again. And I thank you so much for doing that. What are your topics this year at Meet the Money?
Well, we kick off the program on Monday afternoon, May 1, about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Registration at 2, program at 3. We used to do these boot camps with the thought that a few people would come in early for the main session on Tuesday, and we'd have something for them in case they wanted to see it. But the boot camps have actually become major features of the conference, and people come make a special arrangement to be there in time to get there. So this isn't the stepchild anymore. Our two boot camps will have alternatives, so you can choose. One is called Dress for Distress. Guy Masnick will be leading that with Jonathan Fallick and a number of other industry leaders. That's going to look at finding, acquiring, taking advantage of, and dealing with distress. I'm really looking forward to hearing that, and I think a lot of other people are. The other boot camp is on EB5. EB5 financing kind of faded for a few years, and it's back. David Hirson will be leading a panel on essentially everything you ever wanted to know about EB5. So he'll explain it. He'll tell you when it works, how it works, and David actually is raising some funds and doing things. So if you want to get some EB5 financing, David's a great guy to talk to. So, and then we have a little wine and cheese cooler to not anything. The gala reception is really on Tuesday for everyone, and that's the big party. And then we have opening day. Would you like to hear about some of those items?
Absolutely. That was my next question, my friend. I wanted to talk to you about moderators and panels. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, we start each of the next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, with what I call spotlights. And these are basically 8 to 10 minute solo presentations by experts. They don't really lend themselves to a moderator panel type situation. So, for example, we'll have Dan Lesser, Luigi Major of HVS, Romy Boschwani of CoStar, Ryan Melker of Lark, and they will each be giving their presentations on the state of the industry, cap rates, valuations, and other issues that people ought to be looking forward to. We also have the executive suite panel, really a great group of people this year, really all new players for us. Greg Friedman is of Peachtree is coming out. They've added a new EB5 division. He's not here to talk about that particularly, but Peachtree's been very active in acquisition, financing, and other aspects of the industry. Gary Kearney of Mission Hill Hospitality, Francis Lively of LCP Group. There was just an article today in the trades about the impossible deal they did on the Hollywood Dream Hotel. That was Guy Masnick's transaction in-house. Matt Marquis, the head of Pacifica Hotels, and Mehul Patel of Newcrest Image, which I believe is out to do 100 acquisitions this year. Mehul buys and then sells and buys and then sells, and he's certainly a leader to watch and see what's going on.
Absolutely.
From there, we kind of change it up a little bit. We've got 2 breakouts. I'm very excited about these breakouts. One is on alternative hospitality. So it's got glamping with AutoCamp, probably one of the leading alternative forms of hospitality, and luxury hostels. We have the preeminent people in those fields. We also have something that is really one of the standbys and the basics of the industry, never gets old: select service and extended stay, and got a great group of people on that panel, including Nirav Shah of Hyatt, Kim Wilson of Blackridge, Matt Bailey of Prospera, and Danny Gewirtz of Oliver Companies, as well as Ryan Phelps of Dynamic City Capital. So that's one set of breakouts. And then we have one more. One is called Making Money with Lifestyle and Boutique Hotels. Guy Masnick will be leading that. We'll have people from IHG, from Valencia, really one of the most successful boutique brands that just keeps blowing RevPAR penetration out the windows. Francis Karajian of BLLA, and David Cooperberg, who now lists Hyatt or Dream/Hyatt on his credentials, and Jorgen von Sterling of Pally Society. The parallel breakout for that is the magic of F&B and restaurants in positioning hotels.
Nice.
Our leaders on this panel have some great case studies where they have taken properties that were distressed properties, brought in the right restaurant concepts, food concepts, and turned them into just money machines. F&B in full service can be one of the biggest losers, losing 20, 30% GOP margins. And the leaders in the area are turning it into profit leaders for the entire property. So really looking forward to that. David Sudek is going to lead that panel. We'll have people from Apici, Davidson, Hotel Ave, and Cultivate Hospitality.
Yeah, and that's great. And it's funny because, earlier this year, we went into F&B as well for the first time because it has become an opportunity to make money. And I think our partners on the boutique side of the world and the destination resorts have proven that for quite a few years. And we were really bad at it.
Well, when we started out, Craig, in the industry, Kimpton had this crazy idea of having a signature restaurant at every hotel. And people went there to go to the restaurant, and many knew the restaurant better than they knew the hotel. But, it worked then. and properly done, it works today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to the event. I mean, those breakouts are just phenomenal, and I can't wait to get there. Let's talk about your team, because I think you've got some unsung heroes that people may not know, like Doreen and a few others that, are there, and they're manning the registration tables and helping to guide everybody. So let's talk about your team, your support team that's there. Let's talk about some of your sponsors and exhibitors and the hotel to wrap that up, please.
We couldn't produce the program without our great team, both the attorneys, but also the staff. Doreen Felice Gobble is our director of marketing. Doreen's been with us for 10 years. She knows more about Meet the Money than I do, I think. She really is wonderful. She has a great team in marketing, Merrill Villas and other support staff, and then Robin King, my assistant, who is just a godsend. She is terrific.
Absolutely. Sponsors and exhibitors. Let's talk to the audience about that for a little bit. Who do you have, and what can we look forward to?
IHG joins us as a gold sponsor this year.
Nice.
And Chicago Title is a gold exhibitor. We also have Hyatt as a sponsor, and Valencia. So we're very pleased to have those guys as significant sponsors of the program, as well as a number of lenders, including ICBC, TMC Finance, Access Point, a number of people who are really Hall Structured Finance, which is, they're among the most active people in the business. They're making loans right now, and they are sending a number of people to the program because they want to meet with the participants who may be looking for financing.
Perfect. And we're back at the Hyatt at LAX.
We are.
You launched that hotel after our friend and good friend Steve Van took it over and went through a massive renovation and repositioning on that hotel. So looking forward to that.
It's been a great hotel. It's still managed by Ambridge, and Steve Van is still there, and a great connection. But they really make it work for us. Some places the staff is either invisible or they don't exist, and at the Hyatt Regency LAX, they really go out of their way to make sure that all of the delegates have what they need, what they want, that doors are closed, that the food is out, that they do a very, very nice job for us.
Absolutely. They knock it out of the park.
And it's close to LAX. So if you're traveling, you can just zip right in and out. And we have a great conference rate for people if they want to stay there.
Yes, they do. And I've already taken advantage of that. So, Jim, what one thing do you want the hotel community to know about the return of Meet the Money?
We're back. It feels good. Nothing gives me such a warm feeling as the people who come up and say, I was at Meet the Money when I met my partner and then we rolled out 12 deals. Or I can't believe how you guys introduced us around at Meet the Money. You and your team took the time to walk us around at the receptions and so forth, to meet people and explain what they could do. I just love hearing that. We all love transactions. This is a joy to behold, and it is a way that we give back to the industry. And, it just feels wonderful. It's a great feeling.
Absolutely. Okay, my friend, it's time for our world famous or infamous lightning round.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right. Producer Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock starting now. Conference.
Meet the Money.
Transactions.
Deals.
Capital stack.
Fill it.
Music, band, group, or solo artist that you like best?
Beatles.
Nice. Favorite airport?
LAX.
Favorite airline?
Can I change that? Burbank.
Yeah, Burbank's better. I agree.
JSX.
There you go. JSX going to be your airline?
It is.
Aisle or window?
Aisle.
Favorite pro sport team?
Dodgers.
Nice. Red or white?
White.
Favorite hotel or resort?
The former Ritz-Carlton in Bali.
Nice. You did that with 57 seconds left, my friend. You are a champion. There you go. Jim, what thing about the return, what group, what panel, what speaker, what one thing are you looking, it's kind of like picking your favorite child, but what one thing about the return of Meet the Money are you looking forward to the most other than the return itself?
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to the people, but you asked about the content. That's really like asking somebody to choose between their 4 children, each of whom they love. I have to say I am most excited about our finance panels because the people on these panels they're active, they're doing deals today, and they're ready to put money out. They want to meet with people. We've got more or less 2 panels that I kind of call the bread and butter. They're not, esoteric and CPACE and EB5. They're just basic lending panels. And then we've got a couple panels that are on all the creative financing, historic tax credits and opportunity zones and EB5 and different kinds of mezz and so forth. So I love getting deals done. I love people finding that part of the capital stack they need. I love all my children.
Good answer, my friend. Producer Danny's going to drop in some graphics so that people get a little bit more information on Meet the Money. Jim, time for a shameless plug. Why don't you plug yourself and Meet the Money, please?
Meet the Money. It is the Goldilocks of hotel conferences. This is a place where you can actually meet and talk with people in a comfortable environment. Great food, great wine, and lots of great people. So I hope I see you on May 1, 2, and 3 at the Hyatt Regency LAX. That would really be great.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you very much, Jim. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you bringing back Meet the Money and your entire team. Looking forward to the event.
Thank you so much, Craig.
Take care. Thank you, our audience, for joining us today. Also, I want to thank our good friends at Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group. You know, they've been a big part of the show, and I thank them for being with us and continuing this journey and giving us the ability to bring you these programs. I also want to thank my good friend Jim Butler for joining us today. He is in the throngs of putting the conference together, and he carved out a little time for us. So thank you, Jim. I will be at Meet the Money, and I will be doing some live broadcasting from the event. So find me. Let's do a quick interview, and we'll get your impressions of Meet the Money as well. And until the next time, remember, be kind, share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.